Okay, so today I'll be talking about something very simple. Hi there, and welcome. I'm going to be talking about paradigms, but not just paradigms directly. Is I'm trying to make you see how your paradigms are the reason why you interpret whatever you interpret as how you interpret it. How is this so? So someone spills. Okay, person A has coffee spilled on them. Same thing happens to person B. Person A basically has a what are these things called? It's like a tantrum, but like very expressive. Um, Trying to remember the name. Crash out, yes. Person A has a crash out, and person B is they are annoyed. They're taking a deep breath and then they calm down. So now let's zoom into person A. Person A feels like everything is working against them, and then like they are the only one who try to do things properly in their life, and person B is more honest with themselves. They were actually looking down at the ground and they could have been more aware of the person there. So while they're annoyed, they calm down and allow themselves to like just take a breath. They take a breath and allow themselves to calm down, I mean. So what's the difference between these two people? Person A believes that they're a victim, and person B is open to more objective rather than person A. In other words, they have different paradigms. A simpler way to put it would be taking paradigms as maps. So, and I love using this because though I may not get it across to you, it's the way I was able to understand it. If if we take life and success in life to be a journey and a guide to getting to success in the end on that journey, that is our maps, our paradigms, then the accuracy of our paradigms are determined by how properly, how accurately, that is the accuracy of our maps, yeah, by how accurately we can define the principles of success in life. In other words, how we interpret the things that happen to us are what determine how we end up in life. Literally, how we interpret the things that happen in life are what determine the problems that we receive in life. That is why there's this thing that can happen. Two people experience the exact same thing, exact same blah 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 blah. Like they are very close friends. Somehow they got the same parents, and maybe their parents were very close friends in high school, and then they gave them the same parents and la 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 la. But some way somehow they managed to get, maybe by reason of books or videos, different ways of interpreting things that happen to them. Is also the reason why I can see something as 9 and someone else sees it as 6. We're both looking at the same facts, but we have different interpretations because we have different paradigms. So, how does this work for or against you? So, when your basic paradigm for seeing the world is negative, and then you put yourself as the victim every time, just like person A did, you unintentionally start to cause problems for yourself. Like you make problems that weren't even there in the first place there for yourself. Something that could have been solved by an easy "oh, my bad" or some other apologetic remark. You just make it flare up into something that it does not need to be, because you already see yourself as the victim. You want to be victimized. So I think this is just an insight into it. Hopefully I'll be able to better articulate how your ability to interpret things that happen to you can possibly change your world. I think I'll give one last example to try and hit it home properly. Imagine someone who, a Tony Stark kind of person, okay? He has been enjoying the billionaire lifestyle, being a playboy, not really having any responsibilities. Like, his only responsibilities to himself are growing his corporation and then like making everything la 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 la, like it goes well, that kind of thing. And then somehow he suddenly gets his son, and then instead of that, oh, throw that in a way kind of reaction, he really wants to groom this boy into a better version of himself. In that moment where he feels like he wants to groom this boy into a better version of himself, by reflection, there is going to be a change in the way he does things. He's going to be conscious of the things he says. He's going to be conscious of things he does, because he wants all those things to work for the benefit of that boy coming out well. Let's say he used to maybe sleep around, like have late nights, and then his days end by 3 a.m. Because of that child, maybe because he would want to show that child good examples, that's not going to continue again. There are going to be certain changes in the way he acts, because the way he thinks fundamentally has changed. He's no longer thinking about himself, he's now thinking about someone else. Similarly, if you've ever been asked to teach any material that you read, the fact that you now have to think about it as a teacher changes the way you read the material, it changes the way you take it in, because your thinking is no longer that of the student or a casual person. In your mind, you have it that you're going to relate this to someone else. Your paradigm has changed. Yeah. So, hope I've been able to do something for you.